What we have here is a project that one of the sons of Alihagu initiated in the person of Mr. Bernard Aulor. He reached out to me from the US through Mr. Stephen Ashen, the publisher of a car weekly newspaper, and we started communicating, and he indicated interest in establishing a project that will be people-oriented, that will be a help to his own people, Alihagu. He narrated to me how much he has done for other places. Now, before he reached out to me, he was making arrangements about school. And when he got to me, I told him about it, that the school, we have someone who is already like trying to help us to renovate it. Then I now brought up the idea of a good hospital for Alihagu. That was when he now asked me to give him a little time. And from then, we started discussing about it. What we have now is the project. We decided to go for it. The land here was bequeathed to the Catholic Church many years ago when I first came here. I've been here getting to 11 years now. And a man was passing on, so he bequeathed it to the Catholic Church. He never knew what would be here, but he asked us that whatever we decide to do with it will be very fine. So when Mr. Aulor was like looking for a place, I now told him, let us not go too far. We have a little plot of land here. And he now said, okay, let's go for it. And that's why we now have it here. We are temporarily calling it St. Joseph Catholic Hospital, Alihagu.
Father, are you from here yourself?
No, I'm not from Alihagu. I am from Akomazu Mocha. Late May. This borehole, I dug it late May. That was the first thing that came in here. And after that, we started galvanizing, started looking for the plan, and a lot of other things. We were able to reach out to the Catholic Diocese of Iseluku. The bishop now sent the priest who is in charge of hospitals. He came in here. We had some meetings. And after the meeting, he now came and brought a plan, which we forwarded to our principal, Mr. Aulor, and he approved of it. We now did a rough estimate of the whole project, which we are trying our best to meet up with that. It was then that we started. The foundation of this project started in July. What we are seeing here now, we have July, August, September, October, November, less than 5 months. That is what we have here now. We are prepared to bring the best to Alihagu. I have it as a priest working here to be able to bring 3 things that will be people-oriented. We've been able to achieve one, a beautiful Catholic church. Now we have a secondary school. This one will help to educate the people over here. And now the hospital is coming so that our people, those in Alihagu here, those in this environment, will be able to come in here and receive a very quality health care. When you go around, you see the quality of work being done. The priest, Father Jude Onyebade, we are working together. He has vowed that instead of him to step down the quality, he wouldn't even mind borrowing so that he will be able to meet up. And we have also communicated to our boss, and he has told us that everything, the quality should be maintained. Because when eventually we are able to finish this project, we want a situation whereby people will come from town, from Central Hospital Arbor, from Asaba, and to access the facilities we have here. We are praying God and we are calling on people, we're meaning people from Alihagu, to support this particular project. When it is finished, people will be coming in here, and that will eventually, first of all, help the people in their health care, and secondly, the economy, the well-being of Alihagu can never be the same again. Workers will be here, these homes here, they will be hiring them. The name of Alihagu with this is flying very, very high. When we continued the project, we discovered that there were things that we were supposed to have put in place. We needed more land. This land is not enough. We have been appealing to people who are close by, who will be able to help us out. We are not doing a profit-oriented project. It is a people-oriented project. The way it is, there is no way any of these blocks will be removed and taken away from this place. It will remain here forever and ever. Our children will have this. People yet unborn will also have this. And many people will also work in this particular hospital. You can see how massive it is. Persons who are still dragging feet to help us out, whenever we approach them, they fix a very high amount for the piece of land, which ordinarily, if this project were not to be here, it would have been like a piece of cake. But now everybody knew that this is a project here. They have now raised the whole bar, which is something that is making me in particular, and even our sponsor, to look as if the people are not appreciative enough. I always encourage him that we are going to still talk to them, because what we have here is for Alihagu people. Once things are working here, everybody around here will benefit from it. Since we dug this borehole, I have allowed anybody, wherever you may be within here, to fetch free of charge. And this is one, and more things are coming this way. So these are the reasons why we encourage our people to help us out. The Catholic Church will run it, manage it, and Catholic Church is always charitable in their efforts to make sure the less privileged, the indigent people, have a good health care. And we have already promised him that that will be achieved. I have been praying, and I will still continue to pray, that God will bless our brother, our son, our faithful Christian, Mr. Bernard Awolo, that God will grant him health of mind and body. For him to have such initiative, to execute a project that will benefit his own people, I am praying God also to execute projects in his life and his family and all those who are going to help us, so that they will never regret ever planting this project here. And from this project, it's going to be like a stepping stone onto higher ground. Both himself, his friends who are still supporting us, the Alihagu indigenes here, many of them are already showing interest that they are going to really support us, that they themselves will be richly rewarded. That's my prayer for them through Christ our Lord.
Mrs. Solette Omeke, and I'm happy to be here with my husband, Mr. Alexander Omeke. We're visiting from Houston, Texas, USA, and we're happy to be here, especially today, seeing the advanced construction of the hospital and the roof being on the hospital. We're excited about the prospect of such a facility opening soon. It's such an awesome opportunity to be a part of this and to see something from the ground up being constructed for this community. I know that it's going to benefit the community. We've talked about the possibility of providing not only health care, but also a social services program that will help the community in terms of food. I see water's already being helping the villagers, and some other programs. So that's our on our wish list for this facility. It's hard to express the words that I have because I wasn't expecting such a enormous facility. And the minute I saw it, I'm thinking, wow, this is going to benefit this community greatly. And there's so many other services besides healthcare is important, that's paramount, but there's also other services, again, social services that can be offered through this facility. And it's within walking distance. I mean, it's right here in the middle of the village. So I'm looking forward, I'm excited about seeing the end product.
My name is Alexander Omeke, Alex. I am from Houston, Texas. I left Nigeria in 1975. I'm there in Houston with Bernard. Bernard is my first cousin. And when we were preparing to come here, he told me when the project started, they told me that the Reverend Father, they were looking for a project to do, so I was the person he consulted, and then I said, we'll go ahead with this thing. And within like a few months, he sent me a video that they have started. I said, wow, this is great. And he said, okay, please, since you are going home in November, make sure you go there, talk to the Reverend Father and Ika Weekly, Mr. Ashe, and then we look at it. Then we take all information, how they build it, and even the painting and the situation around. The only thing I regret is that when they tell me about the entrance, they were going to make this side the entrance because it runs from the closest street. But unfortunately, a little piece of land. And knowing that this community requires here, and the people who own that piece of land, when the hospital open up, we're not going to ask them to pay money to have treatment here. It's benefiting them somehow. This is going to be great for Alihagu, employment-wise and everything. There's nothing you can lose. So I will insist that the community members should look at the person who owns that piece of land, make it accessible for people to come into the hospital without any strain. I have told them, I know whatever I take back to Bernard, he don't do anything without my advice, especially when my wife gets involved, that's it. So we thank you guys for your effort, especially the Reverend Father, for your hard work. Mr. Ashe, thank you all so much for everything.
My name is Steve Ekiri Mekiri Owashe, publisher of Ika Weekly newspaper. To the glory of God, we are constructing a hospital to be known as St. Joseph Catholic Hospital, Alihagu. Sometimes last year in 2020, I got in touch with my brother, Mr. Bernard Agolo, who is based in the U.S., and we got talking, and I told him the number of problems, many problems that we have within this community, within this area, because he's from here. And I tried to plead with him to see what he can do to help us alleviate whatever problems we're having within this area. Well, he asked me to go around and take a look and see what he can do. And I came around because he's from Alihagu here, but he was brought up at Ewuru many years ago. He's very much my senior, and he said he preferred to come back to his roots because this is his village. So I came around and then first went to my brother Thomas Ashe to find out what we can do for the community. First we went to a primary school at Amahia, and we took a look at the school. We wanted to renovate the school. They gave us a cost amounting to about 17 million naira, which I transmitted back to him. In fact, they had done a structural drawing, and just at about the point he was to give his go-ahead, I remember precisely the day Reverend Father Chukwuma celebrated, I think his 25th priestly ordination. That was where I met Father Jude. And I think it was a divine intervention. And then something in me said I should at least talk to Father Jude and tell him we're looking for something to do within this community. We thought of many things. We thought of going to their school to do one thing or the other. As God will have it, we finally decided to build a hospital. And here we are now building this hospital. And the most interesting thing is that when we started talking about the hospital, we got Father to get in touch with the Seluku Diocese to find out if they will run it, because Bernard Agolo, who is our financier, agreed to build a structure, but will not be able to run it. So he had to go to the mission, got in touch with the mission, did his very best, and they accepted that they will run the hospital while Bernard Aola will provide the structure. And then the foundation laying ceremony was, I think, on the 9th of June. Yes. The bishop sent some reverend fathers, is it Monsignor Uzo and Adoba and Eguenu. I think there was one other reverend father. So they came here and performed the laying ceremony. The community has been very wonderful too. They were here, especially the CMO of St. Luke and the CWO. They were all here when we performed that ceremony. Well, we are grateful to our financier because he has not starved us with a fund. In fact, his problem is how to remit the money, because he has assured us. We gave it as a contract because we wanted a very good performance. Incidentally, the principal person who is constructing it is also a reverend father. That is the luck we have, because I'm sure that if we had given it to other contractors, definitely they would have abandoned it, because immediately after awarding the contract to him, of course, like we all know, everything went up in this country. It's a big problem, but definitely he's coping, he's helping us. We are very, very grateful to him. Yes, okay. Development is one wonderful thing. Once a little thing drops in as development, a lot of people want to cash on it. So far, I said it earlier, when we had the opening ceremony or the foundation laying ceremony, they were wonderful. The few that came here, they appreciate. The few that have been coming here, they are very appreciative of what we are doing. They are cooperating. And I have personally spoken to the youth leader, Dr. Godwin Ibe. I've asked him to mobilize his people to see what they can do, because what is going on here will be for the benefit of the community. The economic impact that is going to make will be so much when it's operational, because doctors will live here, they will want to rent houses, nurses will be here. We're doing our best and praying God to give us some equipments in this hospital that will make people to come from Asaba, Benin, various places. So it's going to make a lot of impact. And I'm sure they are cooperating. They too are very, very happy. But the only problem we have now is we are telling those who have land to please soften down so that everybody will benefit from it. The rate at which we are going, we are hoping and expecting that the commissioning will be sometime in April, hopefully. My appreciation goes to God, who has made all these things possible, because, like I stated, when I spoke to him, initially I couldn't believe that somebody who has stayed away for close to 30, 40 years would show interest in his community. He's not coming back here to live. It was a surprise to me, which I think is God's intervention, that he accepted. And like I said, the first project we were to do was just 17 million naira. But what we are doing now is by far more than that. And the spirit with which he's doing it is unbelievable. So my greatest thanks goes to God, who is giving him the grace, who is giving him the enablement. And for him, we have all been praying for him, because we have never seen this kind of thing. Somebody to entrust that kind of money. He has not seen. I haven't seen him for well over 30 years. Yes, I haven't seen him for well over 30 years. So, and he has so trusted me, trusted Father Jude. Father Jude has never even met him at all. But he has trusted us, and he wants to do more. And so we are praying for him, really praying for him, praying for enablement, praying for grace, praying for good health, because if God empowers him more, he has assured us that God empowering him more, he will do much more, because in fact for him, he wants to see this place as a specialist hospital. Yes, so we are praying for him. I'm also praying for Father Jude, who has joined me, and another Father Jude Onyebade, who is acting as the contractor, because like I said, if we had given this job to the conventional contractors, we would have been in trouble. Now that prices have escalated, by now they would have been begging them, they would have been dragging us, but the job has never stopped. So I'm very grateful to all of them. Again, I'm grateful to the Bishop, Bishop Elue, who has consented to take over, because if he did not accept to run the place, I'm sure maybe our brother would not have embarked on this project. So we still thank God for his life and pray that God will bless him and bless all of us to get this place going.
From Thomas Ashin, Alihagu Belly. Memoir, Amario, Edo Bidon Yawe here, and also make a for Dalili Rapamia, do make Yao Logun. Ario Chukune or Channel Manele, Modo, I want to remain. Candia Becabia, Candy Rosichen, well, Oyabia or Nama, Oyabia knows worshiping, also Lishia may go. So young idea say a belly below Chukuya Domohuma. It will not be a snow the yen in the Aliaka, no make no that's way of Mohuma. So I can walk. Kitabi Dolihan, no snake Tony, a witchina, a warrior down. Didn't we Benny? Men were a gentleman did Kunu, Mother Bone a Benny. Or you would take query mail, but my boy a query. And they were the butcher, Anaka. Ugambo, a couple of penny. Or I have no Buruji or also my for Burunichi near Hodorum Apros. In here, we had on here no fee. In here, one lay benere. That's a benishing air one now. So, when I take what you were, I don't be caught and could know. Well, here when you want, I am manager home. I take a yaka Uruma kicking. A query more journey when I hold on roll. Sulubeki we share you a belly bellorilla. We can jama you and they will get out here and therefore. I did quick with any reserve where born and walking see away. You just also said I was go or corner ma or not scribbling on a on a corner or nama yakariku.
I'm from Emefile Ogala. So Kawabu here and very, very happy. Even all on not to knock with the NSF, Kete Webble and many a good to know women. So I come in offer. So not as a father who born in ne Okadanama. Or I told Lokadanama. They're very happy. Living Ali a Shapos Denya. Here to the notion. I Homa. You can hear no soluba and thank you, Jesus.
Hey everybody, keep watching PMTV.
I'm giving a shout out to PMTV, People's Mind.
Yo guys, it's Emeka from Amsterdam, Holland. Go and check PMTV.
Hey guys, keep watching PMTV.
Nigerians, wherever you are, whether you're in Enugu, Lagos, Abuja, keep on watching People's Mind Television, PMTV.